All right. So I'm gonna grab my laptop charger. But Jerry, who do the Tennessee Titans take in this year's draft?
The Titans just lost the bust Isaiah Wilson at tackle, so they have to go take the best tackle available to replace him because Wilson's supposed to be his future, but he's stupid. So I think they're going to take Tevin Jenkins, sadly, out of OSU.
Over Leatherwood?
Yeah, Leatherwood has injury things, and I think he's a center, I thought.
Nah, Leatherwood's a tackle.
Leatherwood's a tackle.
I still got Tevin. You and I hate OSU. I think Tevin's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, he's not a bad player. I mean, he makes sense. Yeah, Tennessee at 22 there. That's a good value pick for them as well.
Yeah.
Does that swing it back to me at 23?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the Jets.
Jets, second pick in this year's
Jets.
draft.
You could have them taking anything on the board here because they are horrible, and they need everything on a football field essentially. We already got their quarterback in the future in Wilson. We at 2. His receivers aren't great, but I don't think they reach here in the first and take Rashad or whoever's left as far as receivers go. I think they end up going defense. They got Robert Saleh from San Francisco, defensive-minded guy. They've got a terrible secondary. I've got them going Eric Stokes, corner out of Georgia.
Ew.
I think it makes sense.
Eric Stokes ran like a 4.25. I could see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the dude's got he's obviously he's fast as hell, like you just mentioned. I think he can play a little bit of zone, a little bit of man. I don't know exactly the kind of defense Robert Saleh wants to run, but I think he's the guy who fits. I think he's the guy who fits in there.
Yeah, I think Stokes and Asante Samuel Jr. are going to be 2 corners that could get over Caleb Farley this year because of his injury concerns, and like you said, with their new head coach in New York, defense seems to make the most sense with that second first-round pick.
They need a lot. Najee Harris there, I thought also would have made sense. I don't think they love Rondale Moore enough to take him in the first.
Mm-hmm.
Tylan Wallace is not a first-round pick. That guy might go to the 5th or 6th. He's dog shit. But yeah, who's that? We'll move to 24.
I'm surprised
24.
Trayvon Moorig's still available.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Since you did not take Najee Harris with 23 of the Jets, I do have the Steelers because their running back room is absolutely doo-doo dog cheeks. So Najee Harris, 24 to the Steelers.
Definitely.
They lost Connor to Arizona. Obviously,
Yep.
He's in your backyard now. Who is their current starter at running back? Does anybody even know?
Benny Snell.
Benny Snell.
Oh, then yeah, that pick makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah,
they 24.
They need a running back. I think whatever running back they decide to take, I think Najee's the best one in this draft, but they might go with Travis Etienne. Whatever running back they want to take at 24. I think this is probably the first draft in a long time where it's not a running back at the level of Saquon or Adrian Peterson where you want to trade up to get someone like that, but they need to take a guy that can run the ball in the first round to keep up.
Harris. You got Harris, Etienne, and Williams out of North Carolina. I think that all 3 of those players are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Harris, obviously, Harris the best one available.
Definitely. All right. So Jacksonville, second pick in the first round this year. All right. Starting to get a little tough. They also kind of need everything. Their defense is pretty good. I'm going to take the safety out of TCU, Morig. He's obviously the best safety available at this point to help out that defense.
So I mean that one to me is interesting. I agree they need help defensively, but they just drafted their quarterback of the future. I think they have a pretty terrible offensive line. You like Riggs here over an Alex Leatherwood who's still on the board, or you one of those top linemen?
Yeah, I think they'll definitely take linemen in the coming rounds, but I think they are going to just take best player available on the defensive side of the ball right now. They still have DJ Chark. They still have
DD
Cole.
DD.
They have DD Westbrook. James Robinson is their running back. And James Robinson had a good year last year. So it's not like their offensive line is complete trash. They can definitely improve it, but I think their defense needs more help right now.
I do getting another lineman in the second round though. I do see a lot slipping.
Oh yeah. All right. So with the 26 overall pick, the Cleveland Browns select.
Brandon took my pick earlier in the draft. I've been wanting Zaven Collins all year. And then he decided to take him. I'm gonna have to settle with Jeremiah Usu-Koromoa.
Who?
Out of Notre Dame.
Okay.
Jeremiah Uosu-Karamoa.
That to me is the next best linebacker available outside of Zaven. And Malcolm Smith, old, Taki is not for the future, so I got John.
And Cleveland's a team at this point that doesn't really need anything. They're just improving upon what they have, and I think Jeremiah is just the only thing at this point that their linebackers aren't anything amazing, so they need to address linebacker and corner.
If Trevor Morg was going to slip, that's where I was going to take at 26, but I'm fine with Jock at 26.
For sure. All right. The Baltimore Ravens, 27. Were they taking, Jerry?
Ravens this offseason lost, probably going to mess his name up, but Yannick Ngakoue and Matthew Judon this offseason, so they have to get the best D lineman available. I think they'll go with, probably miss his name also, but the Azeez Ojulari guy from Georgia.
Yeah.
To replace him.
Is Christian Barrymore still on the board?
Yeah.
He is still on the board.
I thought you were going to take him. Yeah, he's still on the board.
They don't need inside defense. They got, what's his face? The white dude that was on the Broncos a couple years ago.
Derek Wolfe.
Derek Wolfe, yeah, and Calais.
Yeah.
No, it's yeah. No, I agree. I think that Elijah.
I agree.
I thought Josiah was going to take him to Cleveland. As a pass rusher.
I was going to take Christian Barrymore. No, we just signed Boo Boo Butt, Jadeveon for more edge rushers, and I know we just lost Sheldon Richardson, but I still say we need more linebacker core help.
Yeah, makes sense.
I think they'll be able to stop the run with Jadeveon Clowney and Myles Garrett on the edge, so they don't need to be too concerned about a D tackle at this point in the draft. Brandon, the New Orleans Saints, who do you got them taking at this point?
Saints, they scored the ball a little bit. They lost Drew Brees. I don't see them addressing that right here at 28. I think they're going to roll with Jameis. They'll eventually draft his replacement, or maybe not his replacement, but someone, to push him for the spot. I don't really see them going offense either. I don't really know what their defense is looking like. I don't think it was great last year.
Corner.
Joseph Asai, DN Texas.
Bros, he picked 2 Texas players.
No, I didn't.
You did.
No, I didn't. Who else?
You picked
Yeah.
No, he did not.
No, he didn't.
I thought
he's a guy that you can get after the passer. You can he makes plays downfield a little bit. I think he fits well for the Saints.
Yeah, definitely. And they're another team that doesn't need anything. They just need to start planning for the future. Their team's still pretty good at this point. I know they cut a good amount of players, but they'll be able to replace them in coming free agency or later in the draft. So with the 29 overall pick, the Green Bay Packers, and my last pick in our mock draft today, I'm going to take Rashad Bateman out of Minnesota. Obviously,
I like the pick over Tony of Florida.
Oh,
yes.
I would take Bateman over.
I think Bateman might, at the end of their rookie season, Rashad Bateman might compete for the best rookie wide receiver in this class. And obviously being with Aaron Rodgers is going to just help that even more. So I think it makes the most sense. And obviously with last year, their front office completely ignored improving that offense. I think this year they don't have a choice but to get a wide receiver for Aaron Rodgers. So hopefully I think Rashad Bateman is what makes.
I was going to say, I think Packer fans would love the pick because, like you just said, they just for years ignored that receiver position and kind of let Aaron Rodgers throw to, not bad receivers, but he doesn't really have, a true number. I mean, Devontae Adams, never mind. But outside of Adams, he's throwing to
Alan Lazard,
Valdez Scandling, and people like that who aren't that great.
It's a rotation. I think that's the issue with the Packers receiving core. You've got Devontae Adams, and just number 2 and 3 are a rotation. And I think they just need someone that's going to be more steady. And I think Rashad Bateman's going to be that guy to help them out and stabilize the receiving room. All right. So with the 30th overall pick, Jerry, who do the Bills take in the first round?
The Bills both also lost a lot of their edge rushers with Jerry Hughes and Mario Addison leaving. So I think they're just going to go a project defensive end and Jason Owe from Penn State, just try to make him something good. Just the defensive line kind of is weak right now after Phillips and Rousseau and all them gone. So they have to go him.
Why not Ronnie Perkins? Why not an Oklahoma brother? I would have taken Ronnie Perkins at that point, but I mean, I think both of them have similar expectations right now. Obviously, like I said earlier, there's no like defensive guy that's really stood out. So Jason Owe and Ronnie Perkins are kind of similar players at this point, but there was no going wrong there with either one of the guys. I just would have taken Ronnie over Jason.
See, I would have had them at this point. I mean, I like the Owe pick. I like Penn State a lot, but Perkins would have been cool too. They're another team kind of like the Packers as far as, they've got Stephon Diggs, who's terrific. And outside of him, another
Cole Beasley.
Cole Beasley's I think Tony would have been the pick if I were picking there.
Yeah, but I could see it. I just don't know what needs they really have. So really would have been any project, I guess. So let's go with 31. Brandon, who do the Ravens have after trading up back to the first round, getting rid of Zeus, Orlando Brown,
I forgot the Ravens are there.
And that's how they got back into the first round to get a second pick.
They did. They gave up Zeus to the Chiefs. So why not replace Orlando Brown with I wrote it all. Yeah, he's Alex Leatherwood, falling all the way to 31.
I know Alex Leatherwood was going to be in last year's draft, who would have declared probably would have been one of the best offensive lineman prospects. So
like
why
said,
not take a shot at this point?
Just got rid of Zeus. Why not replace him? Alex Leatherwood, probably the best available tackle.
Yeah.
Alex Leatherwood.
Good pick right there. I think that's I think that could actually happen in real life, especially with how our draft board is turning out. All right. So 32 overall, Josiah, who were the Bucks taking to help out Tom Brady win just another ring?
Just another ring. My pick was Alex Leatherwood, but I don't know if I'm leaning more towards the tackle or a receiver, since they do lose AB and the receiving room isn't as strong.
And it's still pretty nasty.
It's still nasty with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, but
are you thinking Rondale Moore?
I'm leaning either. I don't know. This is tricky.
Why not like a Jalen Mayfield type?
No,
I'm leaning towards Terrence Marshall or the tackle Walker Little out of Stanford.
So who are we getting here, bud?
I think I'm gonna. They did take an offensive lineman last year. I think they're gonna go with. Rondale Moore.
Moore. Yeah, I remember that guy had a lot of hype after his freshman year in Purdue, and obviously he fell off afterward. So he'll just be their number 3 or 4 receiver at the end of the day, since they still have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin.
Yeah, I think he will rotate with Scotty Miller, the
speedster slots.
Speedster.
We have four receivers going first round in our mock here. That is
insane.
2 I think are safe. I mean 2. I said
Elijah Moore.
Or 3. No, we have 5. Yeah, we have 5. We have Pitts, Waddle Smith, Moore, Bateman.
Yeah.
The first 3, Pitts, Waddle Smith. I mean that I think it's a lock.
I think those guys are guaranteed.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if Moore and Bateman get their way into the first, but we'll see.
For
I
sure.
do see Bateman.
Cool. Well, I appreciate everyone for walking through this with us. Hopefully, this is going to be the most accurate mock draft out there, but we'll see how everything turns out. Tune in.
With the trades, that's what's gonna.
The
Yeah,
trades
that's
are
what it's
gonna be,
Trades are gonna tear it up.
but we'll see how everything goes. Thanks everyone for watching. Like I said at the beginning, make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys next week.